this first news story comes to us from Adam Bankhurst over at IGN, friend of the show. Nintendo Direct, June 2024. Everything announced. So this is going to be our typical kind of showcase rundown. We might mention everything, but the main thing let's just mention, we're going to mention some big hitters, which there were quite a few of in this Direct, right? Like this is a pretty good Direct, in my opinion.
Man,
Adrian, would you like to go first with?
Would I? Do you know what? They started it off with a megaton. Are you kidding? Mario and Luigi is freaking back. Let's go. They brought out a brand new 3D Mario and Luigi title, Mario and Luigi Brothership, and it looks amazing. The animation in there is top notch from what we saw. It looks fantastic. It kept it translated the Mario and Luigi art style fantastically to 3D. It looks so good. Oh, the brothers mechanics are still there. The battles look more involved than ever. And I heard that some of the original Alpha Dream staff were involved with this game. So that makes me feel so much better about this game, knowing that the original team, in some way, some members were involved with this, and that, you know, they have their DNA in this. So, oh man, when I tell you I stood up straight as soon as I saw Luigi pop out of there and realized it was Mario and Luigi art style Luigi. Oh, I knew we were in for a good Direct, brother. Oh man,
so good. Yeah, and Mario and Luigi Brothership is jumping Nintendo Switch this November.
Yes,
which is awesome. Mario and Luigi Brothership is jumping to Nintendo Switch on November 7th, 2024, with a very unique and colorful art style. The new adventure will send our favorite brothers on an island-hopping adventure on the part ship, part island called Ship-Shape Island. As Mario and Luigi journey across Concordia, they will visit rainforests, cities, and more alongside running into Peach, Bowser, and other Mushroom Kingdom favorites. Yeah, man. I've never played a Mario and Luigi game.
You have a 3DS right there.
I know I have a 3DS. Now I'm like, I need to play these games, because just seeing this, I'm excited about this one, but I'm also like, man, at my fingertips, I could be playing it right now if I want.
You got a crisp 4 of them you can run through right now.
Heck yeah. Yeah, this game looks great. I'm so stoked for this. And I'm not even like a huge fan of the series. Like, I just revealed I've never played these, but I'm like, this game looks sick. Like,
yeah, they're so good. Even the ones that people don't like that much, I like a lot.
I think it's the art style too. Like, it's a really, like, it's just like we talked about earlier in the you know, with my idea for PlayStation, for Sony. It's like, I love how Nintendo, like, I don't know what the budget is. Maybe they put a big budget into this, but I love how they're still not afraid to just like, hey, we're not going for the hyper realistic graphics. We're just making this cool, like almost like cell shaded esque. You know, it's almost like borderline, like Borderlands kind of style. But just,
I can see that.
But just like brightly colored, like is this nicer colors instead of like the muted and, you know, whatnot. I love it. It's good. It's cool. That's
Fantastic.
A good first hit. Good first hit.
That's a day one buy. No questions asked.
They announced Dragon Quest III HD 2D remake, which
also a day one buy. Also looks phenomenal. Can't wait for it.
Yeah, I initially was like, why would they start with 3? And because I've
you
always
don't know.
asked you, I've asked you a ton of times, should I start playing Dragon Quest? And you've been like, yeah. And I always ask which one, and you've told me one, but I never write it down, so I don't remember. But when they announced this, I'm like, 3? That seems weird. But then I read why.
Okay.
Apparently, Dragon Quest 3 is actually the chronological beginning, and it says here, of the Erdrick trilogy storyline. Let players embark on a quest to save the world from the dark forces of the evil archfiend Baramos. So I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Now I'm all in. Like, when this comes out, this might be a day one buy for me.
It's Dragon Quest Delta.
It's like, okay, It's got a sick art style. And it's the beginning of the story. Like they're starting at the beginning. I can get into it. I'm not like starting halfway through with something. I am so very excited about this. And the fact that 1 and 2 are coming next year.
Yes,
so this basically,
dude.
Within like a year and a half, you're getting boom, boom, boom. Like you're getting the whole storyline essentially with this incredible art style. So yeah. I'm
folks in the building
about that. Oh, look at that. If you are watching live,
you called it.
DJ Trooz is in the house. We call at the beginning of the show. We're like, he might rate us. He might.
What's up, good people?
Hello, everyone. Hello. Thank you for the raid. Thanks for stopping in. We're listening to your music right now. That's right. You should all go listen to DJ Trooz. He makes some good stuff. Boy. Oh, he just got done with Elden Ring DLC. That's something.
Oh, you finished it. Oh, okay. Now tell the truth. Tell the truth, Trouser. Is everybody who's saying it's too hard, are they just crying? Like, do they really not play Souls games for real? I just want to know.
I know
because
everyone's talking about how hard this new DLC is, and I'm like, man, I had a hard enough time with the base game. I'm never gonna be able to play through this DLC on. Oh man. Adrian, what are your thoughts on Super Mario Party Jamboree?
Mixed. I'm glad we're getting more Mario Party content, but I really feel like that this should have been a Mario Party Superstars update that got turned into this game.
Yes.
And I think it's because Super Mario Party sold so well that they went back to the Super Mario Party name.
But then why wouldn't it be DLC for Super Mario? Why make a third game? I don't understand. Instead of just adding DLC, like Superstars could have been like just a huge update for Super Mario Party.
No, they're different games at their core. I feel like Super Mario Party plays different than Mario Party Superstar. Mario Party Superstars plays more like classic Mario Party, and Super Mario Party is like the evolution of that formula for me. To me. As a Mario Party, what's the word? Archaeologist I've studied this. I was there when it was written.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I just feel like it could have still been like a mode or something like classic mode, and it just does like Superstars mode or whatever, and it's like classic original Mario Party. Real quick, Trooz in the chat does say it's hard, but there's way to get around the difficulty if you explore. I'm thoroughly enjoying myself. People get too slap happy with bombing Steam reviews with Helldivers. Now people seem to think it's the best way to be angry about a game. That's how it feels to me, at least. Okay.
So basically, if you play the game the way you've been playing the game, whereas if you explore and get XP, then it gets easier. Yes,
that makes sense. That
common sense. Common sense that most people don't have and don't want to have. Got it.
Yeah. My biggest gripe with the Super Mario Party thing was just like, why a third game? Like, I got to keep track of so many games if I want to play Mario Party with people. But at the same time, these games look really fun. They look really sick. I like some of the modes in here.
I do. I don't know if I'm going to get it though, just because I like Superstars so much more than Super Mario Party, and I feel like this is just going to be more Super Mario Party than Superstars. So I think I'm good where I'm at.
I thought it said it's including maps though from Mario Party 1 and 2.
It is, but it might have the rules that they had for Super Mario Party, which are a good bit different than Superstars. Okay. So
they're keeping the maps, but playing more like
I'm also old, so you have to take that into account as well. That I like the Mario Party of old and the way that it plays and how it's a lot more cutthroat. So
that checks out.
Yep,
That's fine. That's fine. I mean, I'm
happy. I'm happy we're getting more Mario Party content at all. So
that's
don't get me wrong. Just not Mario Party content for me.
Right. That's awesome. Adrian, is there anything else you want to talk about here?
Oh, the rest of the Ace Attorney games are coming over. So we're going to have every single Ace Attorney game on one console.
Oh, yeah. It was the Japanese only ones, right? They were just in Japan.
Well, it was the Japanese only ones. And then there are a couple. There was a Miles Edgeworth game that hadn't come over or that hasn't been brought to modern consoles. So now we finally have the entire Ace Attorney series in one place. It's the first time that's ever happened. So that's a big
deal.
Makes
me so happy. It makes me so happy. I need to finish the collection because I have it on Switch. I bought the first HD collection. I was like, man, I need to start getting through those. I need to get through all the whole series because when we played that one, I played that first one on my 3DS because it was before the Switch pack was out, and then I'm like, all right, here we go. Such good games. Man, I didn't realize how much was announced at this Direct. I was like scrolling to find this announcement so I can show it on the stream here for the YouTube video, and it's like I just scroll through so much. There's a lot they announced at this Direct, which is awesome.
Are you ready for my? Oh no, you want to go?
Oh, I was just gonna say that I just want Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. I'm excited about that. I've never played that because it was always on 3DS, which granted I have a 3DS now, but I'm like, all right, it's coming to Switch. Apparently like just 3 days. So that's awesome. I felt like there was something else. Oh, Disney Illusion Island. Was that a new game or DLC?
I think it's DLC.
Okay. I know that was a game that you had talked about being interested before, but I wasn't sure if if you knew more about that. So very cool.
Quick shout out to that one indie game that they showed, the Mio Memories in Orbit. That looked pretty sick. It was like a side scroller, kind of a beat 'em up, kind of exploration game. Looked really good. It was a gorgeous art style. So definitely looking forward to checking that one out. And then we need to talk about the second Megaton bomb.
Turok coming to the Nintendo Switch.
Yes, of course. I've been waiting for Turok to come since 2017. I'm so glad they finally did it.
I love Turok so much.
Do you really?
I never played it a ton on N64 because I didn't have one. I played a little bit. I had a friend who had an N64 and he had Turok, so I'd play it once in a while. But my the hole I fell down on Turok was when I got my 360 and they did the remaster, remake, or whatever.
Oh yeah, the new one.
Loved it so much. I was like, this game is the best game ever. It's so good. So yeah, this is like, I didn't play a ton of like the N64 version, but just seeing it again just brought back memories of playing with my buddy who had the N64 and the 360. I'm like, oh yeah, I totally forgot about that game. I thought it was cool. But yeah, like Zelda, Link to the Past, 4 Swords coming.
Yes, I heard Metroid you guys played a round of that.
We were going to. We were trying to get set up, but we couldn't find enough people. So
let me know.
It was going to be, Eddie hit me up, and then he's trying to, hook up with a couple more people, but it's hard to.
It is a literal life bucket list game for me to play that game with 3 other people.
Really? Okay.
Yes. Because I always wanted to do it when Game Boy Advance was a thing, and then I never had enough people around and never had enough because you always needed 2 link cables to do 4 people. Yeah. So yes, before I kick off of here, I want to play through 4 Swords. So whenever you guys, I will make time. I don't care what's going on.
Let's do it.
The second of 4,
your real Megaton.
My second of the 4 Megaton bombs that we got in this Direct. The mighty, glorious return of Marvel vs. Capcom. It's finally back. We got a Marvel vs. Capcom, not just 2. We got a fighting collection. That's all the games that have Marvel and X-Men and Capcom characters all in one collection. Do you understand the I don't know if you do. Marvel vs. Capcom is just a gigantic series as far as fighting games are concerned. I don't know, were you there when we did the top 10 games of all time? I think you were, right? When we did it with NPC Radio? Yeah, that was on my list of one of my top 10 games of all time. So to finally get this game back, because it went away because Marvel and or Disney and Capcom couldn't figure out the licensing. I guess they finally did. Shout out John Drake. Now to finally see that it's back, 100%. And I'm usually like Mr. Anti, like I'm digital game only. I honestly might double dip and buy the cart for this just so I can always have a copy of Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Just on the weird chance, because it's been taken away before, I might just go out and buy a card just in case to keep it.
Probably not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Although nowadays, a lot of the carts, you still have to download stuff, which is
no, they confirmed this is all on cart.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I am not a huge fan of these games. I'm bad at fighting games, so they just frustrate me. But as soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh, Adrian's losing his mind right now. Like
I was flipping out, dude. Oh man. That's a chair throw worthy announcement right there.
So good. Oh man. Yeah. It looks sick. I love too, like they're adding all like the soundtrack and like
art,
concept
the scans
art,
of the cabinets.
Yeah. Yeah. They're putting it all in there. Just like it's almost like a collector's edition of the game, you know, all the fun behind the scenes stuff. Very, very cool.
Oh, so good, dude.
Okay. All right, let's see. I think there's just 2 more big announcements, right?
There is. One is a huge historic announcement, actually.
Yeah, let's do that one next. The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom announced for Nintendo Switch with Zelda as the protagonist. That's right.
Nuts.
You get to play as Zelda. And it's coming out this year, which is insane. Brand new game in the legendary franchise will be released on Switch on September 26, 2024. Feature Princess Zelda as a main character, as Link. As Link and other people from Hyrule have gone missing after strange rifts have started appearing, Zelda will have to work with a mysterious fairy named Tri to use the power of the Tri-Rod to create echoes, imitations of things found in the environment. This means you can make bridges out of old beds, use water blocks to reach new heights, and more. Additionally, a limited edition gold-colored Nintendo Switch Lite with the Hylian crest will arrive alongside the game. When I saw that, I'm like, I don't need a Nintendo Switch Lite.
It looks so sick though.
So bad. Now I had a question about this because I've only played the game once, so maybe I'm mistaken.
Okay,
but isn't this kind of how A Link to the Past begins, where you get sent to a different world, or no?
So this is...
I was almost wondering, like, is this what's happening on the other side when Link's gone, or is this like a completely new, fresh story? I don't know. I couldn't tell.
This is so from and the look. I am a Zelda fan to the core, but while I'm a Zelda fan, people are Zelda fans. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, totally.
And there are people combing through this footage, trying to figure out where does it line up in the timeline? What does it do? I took this as it's an alternate universe where it's taking place in the same time where A Link to the Past is happening, right? But at the same time, it's in the same universe where A Link to the Past would have happened, but just a certain chain of events swapped it, and now Zelda is the protagonist in it, right? And now because of that, it's the butterfly effect. Now a whole other bunch of things have changed in the Links to the Past world. So I'm totally fine with that. Let it be an Elseworld story, but it's incredible that we finally get to play as Zelda. And I love that she plays nothing like Link. You have to use your brain. 100%. You have to figure out what objects work best against other enemies, and you have to use wisdom, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
I'm stoked.
Yeah, I'm excited more for like the puzzle type combat, and the fact that even like any combat that is there too, they like you don't fight, you summon echoes of other monsters. Like, so okay, if you want to fight, you need to like, you copy a beast and then you use them in combat to fight for you. I'm like, that's so cool. That's so dang cool. But yeah, overall, like, I love the art style too. They're bringing back the they use this on what was the remake?
Link's Awakening.
Link's Awakening. I loved that art style.
It was so good.
Fully committing on this one. I just hope it runs better, because
it won't.
That one struggled so hard. Like at times it would just dip. The frames were so bad.
But it was so good, I powered through.
Yeah. So yeah, this game is wild. I think the one thing that made me think it was happening around the time of Link to the Past as well is because of the map. Like at one point when it zooms out, I'm like, oh, I know that map. Like it looks like a Link to the Past map. So it made me wonder, like, okay, is this like when Link goes, you know, to the back in time? Like, is this what's happening in the present day, or is this an alternate universe thing, or what's going on? But either way, yeah, I'm excited about this. I can't believe it. We finally get to play as Zelda. You know, for years it's been like,
it's only taken 30 some odd years, but we're finally here.
Finally doing it. And then there's the one last thing.
Are we ready to talk about it?
This was something where my kids were sitting with me when I was watching this, and I like out loud exclaimed multiple times. I'm like, they did it.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh, they did it. They actually did it. I kept saying that over. My son's like, what? They did what? What do you mean? I'm like, they actually did it. Like this, I can't believe it actually is real and that they did it. And that is Metroid Prime 4 Beyond.
Let's go.
Right. Heck yeah. Oh my gosh. They showed gameplay and gave us kind of a release window of a year. We'll see how accurate that is. But yeah, after over 7 years, Nintendo has finally shown off Metroid Prime 4 Beyond with gameplay and a 2025 release window. We didn't learn too much about Samus's new adventure, but it's a welcome look to a game that was first announced back in Nintendo's E3 in 2017. Crazy. That's right, when the Switch was
first came out.
Wee little baby. Just out, just fresh and new to the world. We've been waiting a long time. Now, here's my video game theory for this game. I think the gameplay we saw was from whatever the next Nintendo console is. I think it's going to come out on both. I think it'll come out on Switch, but I think it's going to be a launch title on the new Nintendo console, and that's because that gameplay looked way too clean, way too gorgeous for Nintendo Switch to me. I don't know. It made me wonder if, oh shoot, I wonder if like this could be, you know, come out on both. You know, it comes out on Switch, but like a cross-platform kind of thing. And what they showed off was yeah, whatever the new console is. If that's the case, I'm like, either way, I was flabbergasted by how it looked. It was such a pretty game, but. Yeah, I don't know what you think of that. I mean, I'm wild.
No, I don't think that's wild at all. I would, if they said, oh yeah, this was from the next hardware, I would 100% believe it. Because it was rock solid all the way through, right? In that trailer. Did you ever see a hitch? Yeah. I never saw a hitch. I never saw anything. There was lighting and reflections going crazy all over the place.
That's the biggest thing to me, was like the lighting was really good. And granted, the lighting looked really good in Dread.
Yeah,
but it's like
that's much less resource intensive than Prime. Though, I feel like
rendering like a full 3D like first person world is different than just like a static, like, even though Dread technically was 3D, it was all on like a 2D plane,
right?
So it still could be kind of built out like, oh,
you didn't have to render as much.
And everything's predictable. Other than the enemies, everything is predictable, where in a first person world you can change your camera view any way you want. So I'm like, this ran way too smooth, way too clean, and had like the lighting and shadow, everything like looks so good. The reflections, I'm like, I really think this could be on Switch 2 or whatever that's going to be called. But man, I'm so excited.
That's the only place I'm playing it. I'm not playing it on the first one. I will not do it. That is a Switch 2 game for me. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat on that one, I think. But I realized that like I was talking about somewhere with someone, I can't remember where it was, but realizing that I had never I was on my stream last week when I was playing Kingdom Hearts, and was asking about it because I streamed the same day the Direct was. And I was like, I've never played the first one. I started to, because they came out with a remaster on Switch.
Fix that, dude. What are you doing?
And then something else came out and caught my attention, so I never finished it. 2, I played the crap out of, because it was one of my favorite games on GameCube.
I remember you telling me this now. I blocked it out the first time because I was so flabbergasted about it.
I played 2 before. I didn't play 1 until just a few years ago when the remaster came out. I only played 2. I started with 2, and that's all I played, and loved it to death.
So you didn't play 3 either?
And I never played 3 because on Wii, it was kind of like the family Wii, and it was definitely more of like a party game system. Like we didn't have like a lot of stuff like this. So I've only played 2. So now I'm like, all right, I need to finish Remaster. And I need to figure out how to play 3. I have a Wii. I think I even have it on Wii.
There you go. You're done. I mean?
So I just need to like sit down and do the thing. But man, seeing this has got me all sorts of hyped for Metroid. I can't believe after so many years.
I can't
It's
wait.
real. It's real, Adrian.
It's
and they
real,
did it.
dude. And it looked so good.
Looked amazing. I just can't imagine like how bad it must have been for them, because this is the game,
everything.
Yeah, that they changed developers, right? Changed developers and scrapped everything. Like who was it before? Because now it's back to retro, right?
Yeah, I think it was Tecmo.
Okay, so like
it was I can't remember. No, it wasn't in Namco. No, it wasn't Namco. I don't know. I'm having a brain fart. Well, whoever it was, they weren't doing what they were supposed to be doing, clearly, at all.
But boy, it's in good hands now. And
it's in the hands it should have been in, the hands that created it.
That's true. That's true. So yeah, that's the Nintendo Direct. What a freaking like incredible Direct that they put out last week. I love how it was like exactly a week after Summer Game Fest, like just far enough to be like a big like screw you to Jeff Keighley. Like
we didn't need you, bro. We didn't need you.
Just casually dropping this Direct, showing off something like the most killer stuff ever. So yeah, stay tuned for more about that, because so many games to be excited for.
Oh man.
Thank you so much for watching that clip from our podcast. Remember, if you want to watch the whole episode, the full episode, link will be in the description below. You can click on that and check it out. We got listener questions. We got more news segments. We got what you playing. We got a lot of fun things. So yeah, more than just the news. There's a lot more to the show that you should go check out. So remember, click that link in the description. Check out that full episode.